Okay, we should be live. YouTube, what's going on? If you guys can hear us, please comment yes, please. Okay, so that I can see. If you guys can hear us, let me know, please, and we'll go ahead and we'll get rocking and rolling. I'm here with Mr. Kade today. My editor is in Mexico on vacation, so we're running this live. Can you guys hear us? Awesome. What's up, Jeremy? Okay, guys. So welcome back to another student interview. This is a really good one. I'm here with Mr. Kade Wiley. Wiley, right?
Yeah,
Like the
Wiley.
movie. What movie is that?
I don't know. I always just hear like Wiley Coyote is usually what people go with.
Nice. Well, anyway, we're here with Kade. Kade is a student of Closer Cartel, and he made in September $37,000 in commissions as an appointment setter, which is unreal. First off, like I said, I'm very proud of you, but we're going to rock and roll this and let people ask some questions at the end. But I basically just want to interview you, get your experience and what's going on. So I don't know. Where do you want to start? How old are you, bro?
So I'm 21 in the last year of college, thankfully. But yeah, I'm a full-time student and a part-time appointment setter technically. So
Part-time appointment setter, and you made
yeah,
37 racks.
yeah, I would say, fair estimate, I'm probably working about 25 hours a week, I would say. 4 to 5 hours a day, 6 days a week.
That's
Realistic
insane.
estimate. Yeah. So,
That is insane. I
being
don't
part
know. I don't know any other career where you work part time and make almost $40,000 a month.
neither do I.
That's unreal.
But
What did your first question is what did your parents think of that? Do they know?
yeah, so I mean, I'm kind of a you know, person who doesn't really share that kind of stuff typically. I share
Yeah.
inside like Closer Cartel. The only people that really know are like one of my closest friends, my girlfriend, and I just tell my mom so she can kind of see and get an idea. But other than that, I don't really tell anybody. So she definitely couldn't believe it. No, quite frankly, neither can I. So it's
What did
fair.
mom think when you told her?
Well, she was just kind of shocked. First of all, I started back in beginning of July was my first month, and she was actually sleeping when I got that record deal. That was like the 11K commission. I like
Yeah,
woke her up. I was like, "Listen to this." It doesn't even feel real myself. But
that's
she,
insane.
yeah, it's definitely been a crazy ride. That's for sure.
So let's talk about that. So you say you started in July. When did you get into Closer Cartel?
Yeah, so yeah, I would say it kind of started beginning of June. I'm in my last year of college now. Back in June, I was going into my last year, and I was just kind of realizing like, my degree is just not what I want to do. And I've resold shoes, I've sold on Amazon, made a decent amount of money from that. And I started to realize, I don't want to necessarily do Amazon full time, shoes full time. I need something that's scalable. And I know I followed you on Twitter for a while, so that was kind of, I was roughly familiar with sales. Did some more looking into it, and about let's say mid June is when I was just like, you know what, screw it. I have absolutely nothing to lose. I don't know why. I just one day decided I'm going to start doing everything I can to apply to all these different opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Doing like cold DMs, reaching out on Indeed. Constantly. I just about probably for 2 weeks I was just applying to as much as possible. Literally, probably like every 4 hours, I was refreshing so I could be one of the first people to apply. And I really don't know what it was other than it was like, what, I have absolutely nothing to lose. Worst thing they can say is no.
Mm-hmm.
And worst thing is I just suck badly. Didn't really lose anything other than some, some lessons, but
Yeah.
ended up working out. And then I got into Closer Cartel right as I was starting to interview for some different places. So I remember a couple of days in, I booked a call with Colby, and
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to him, getting some tips from him about doing well in interviews. And then like 2 days after that was when I was hired for this opportunity that I appointment set for solar. That's kind of how I got into it.
So how many months have you been on that offer before you had the 37K month?
Yeah, so I officially got onboarded like the last couple of days of June. Um, I think technically my start date was June 28th, and then I actually started July was basically my first month.
Mhm.
And so now it's been 3 full months for me. My first month, I was just short of 9,000. And in August, I had a really crappy month. I had 4.5. And, I definitely learned, kind of why that was happening, kind
Mhm.
of, regrouped a little bit and figured out what I was doing wrong. I definitely, put my foot off the gas after the first month because, making 9K in a month, I kind of, kind of got complacent and I was like, yeah, I made 9K and I took my foot off the gas.
Yeah.
But then, this past month in September, I really picked it up. Of course, with, appointment setting, one of my favorite sayings is like the harder you work, the luckier you get. And especially in appointment setting, that's super true. When it's my job to set the closers up for success. Making great appointments, having great conversations, and of course, I had a lot go right in terms of just having massive systems, people that have large electric bills, and so a
Mhm.
lot of went right. But still, I put myself in the position to be able to, make $38,000 a month, and
That's
it's been
insane.
unreal so far. Yeah.
So like, I mean, just for easy numbers, um, 40, 15. So that's like almost 55, almost 60K in 3 months. Your first 3 months ever in that. Most people go to school. What are you going to school for right now?
Most people don't know what it is. It's actuarial science, so it's like applied math and statistics.
Okay, I don't know. I would be terrible at that. I'm so bad at math. But
Yeah,
most people go to school to get degrees where they make 60K a year, and you did that
mhm.
in 3 months, part time while in school, which is even more impressive. And that's obviously all credit to you. That's insane. So what do you want to talk a little bit about the offer that you're on? So you are appointment setting, and you're kind of
Correct.
doing. Is it like you guys get leads and then you're calling those leads? Or are you strictly just like finding houses and you're actually cold calling these people?
So I'm straight cold calling right now. So all the appointments I set, they're cold leads. I'm
Mhm.
converting them, getting them interested, getting them set up, getting everything in place for the closer to come in. Our company, they do mostly in-person appointments. So
Mhm.
we've got different teams scattered out. So I'm setting them up for success. Doing the best I can to have give the person a good experience, get them excited, and then they come in and hopefully close them. So we don't do any leads right now. I know they said they're eventually looking into start doing some kind of warm leads,
Mhm.
but everything I've done up to this point has been all cold calling.
That's even more impressive. Wow. What would, because obviously we don't really teach cold calling.
Mm.
Um, we teach obviously tonality, your sales process, things along those lines. What are some tips you would give to people if they are cold calling? And what do you think? Because that's something I did a little bit of
Hmm.
myself, and I think it does make you really, really good. What would you say has been your experience with that, and would you recommend that to other people?
So first off, with cold calling, I had absolutely no experience at all. I worked maybe like retail sales a year and a half part time while I was in like high school and college and stuff. But other than that, I had absolutely no experience. The first week was definitely mind opening. It's kind of it's super intimidating, especially when you start because you're calling these people. But eventually, you get to a point where you realize it doesn't matter. Even if you get 1,000 hangups, all that matters is the 3, 4, 5 people that say yes.
Yep.
And in terms of what you can do to have a successful cold call is first off, like you said, tonality is super important. You want to have a good tone where you're not the over the top salesman, because as soon as anyone hears this high pitched, talking fast, saying a million things, their defense is just going to go right up and they're going to
Yep.
shut down. But at the same time, you don't want to be the guy that sounds like he hates his job, is from another country, and is getting paid an hourly wage.
Mhm.
And so you kind of just want to have a super calm, relaxed, but confident at the same time voice. And I think that's, probably the first step. And then another thing is you just want to let people talk. The more you get them talking and let them, you want to control the conversation, but you want them to be talking, because the more they talk, the more they're going to want to stay on the phone, and you kind of push them further down along the process.
It's funny how even like our inbound sort of style that we teach is it's all the same stuff. Like let them
Mhm.
talk.
Yeah.
You should talk 10% of the call, 20% of the call, if that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So you're cold calling these people, you're setting them. The closers are obviously going in house because this is a solar offer. And
Hmm.
then they're closing, and then you're getting paid, or do you get paid when the install happens?
So it's kind of split up. You get half once basically all the paperwork and stuff is set up, and then you get the other half at install.
Mhm.
But especially with appointment setting, getting paid on closed deals, it's super important to find an offer with good closers where they're doing their job. And all of our closers, they're beasts, and they all are doing an excellent job. And that would definitely be painful if I was setting up all these good appointments and they just sucked and just wasted all the leads I set for them. But
Yeah,
all of them are awesome, and they do an excellent job of doing everything they can to bring it home.
that's awesome. So what's next for you? Like you're gonna obviously probably graduate school because you've already put this much time in.
Yeah.
And then do you want to like evolve to become a closer in this company and go up the natural evolution, or what do you think is next?
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to stick with appointment setting until I graduate college. I wouldn't necessarily be able to close, but especially where I'm at, there's unreal money, and solar's only going to get bigger and bigger, honestly, in these next 5 to 10 years. With
Yeah.
One thing I've learned is especially people's electric bills are going up like crazy.
Yeah, energy is really expensive right now.
Yeah, the one electric company kind of in my area where I cold call sometimes, they just increased rates by about 38%. So it's, just ammunition to help people out. And then, from there, I'd like to finish off, keep appointment setting till I graduate. I'm in my last year. And then, hopefully try to transition into, I'll still cold call and stuff. I have no problem doing that. But, hopefully be able to eventually transition to a sales rep. And especially I live where one of the markets that we can serve. So, I have an opportunity to cold call, door knock, close. I'd like to be able to do everything and, transition into there.
Yeah. If you're making 37K as an appointment setter, what are your closers making? Because I know obviously we have guys inside of our community that you've seen, Josh and everybody else. They're making insane money. What are your guys making?
The top guy I know crossed over 6 figures last month.
Wow.
He's an absolute beast. Most of our closers, they've been in sales for a while and they know their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And super grateful to have all of them to take advantage of all the work that I'm doing to help set them up.
100%. What else can you make 6 figures a month in? And they're just putting in normal hours, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, most of them are running. They'll do some of the sales reps will do door knocking, but a lot of them they're mostly just getting referrals and the leads that we set for them. And most of them they're running about 3 appointments a day max, I would say, typically.
That's insane.
But yeah, it's been a crazy ride. I remember right when I joined Closer Cartel, I messaged Josh. He was making 50, 60K a month. And I was just like, I don't know about solar. I kind of want to go into like a coaching, type sphere, especially in like the fitness industry, because, I'm really passionate about like fitness and stuff. And, I was like, I'm not really sure about it. And what do you think about solar? And he was just, kind of talking to me about it. And now that I'm in solar, I really don't think there's a better industry to be in terms of the amount of money to be made. And you're actually helping people too. You're not scamming them. So that's, obviously a priority for me too.
100%. We got to be ethical. That's why you saw this too. We doubled down for everyone listening to this on solar. We now have a branch called Closer Cartel. Josh, who we're talking about, that we did the interview with, I think a week ago, is going to be doing a live coaching call every single week for solar specific. So all the guys in solar, you're getting solar specific sales training rather than just like niche or generalized sales training. So you got into Closer Cartel. You are a college student. You're printing money. You're working part time. That's insane. What was your experience when you got into the program, and what made you? Because I know you said you were like, I have nothing to lose, but what made you kind of take that leap?
So I think it really started with, like I said, eventually I was looking for opportunities for a couple months. I know I followed you on Twitter for a while. That's kind of how I would say got introduced and really started to understand what the space was. I was watching all the interviews. I watched all the testimonials and stuff. And I was just thinking like, I would love to be one of those guys, all of them making 10, 15 grand, whatever a month in a short amount of time. And I was just thinking, if I could be in a space where I have the opportunity, I know obviously we post a bunch of opportunities in there, get some training, and, I was comfortable with joining and spending the money in the first place because, I started with shoe reselling. I remember back, when I was working part-time, this was towards like, the end of high school, probably, didn't have more than like 200, $300 in my name. And originally I decided to join like a cook group. I don't know if anyone is familiar with kind of how the sneaker world works, but there's like cook groups where you join and they help you, basically learn to make money with sneakers. And it was
Okay.
through investing in that. It was $60 a month. And at the time I was just like, $60 a month. Like I really had to think about it. I was like, do
Mhm.
I want to take this step? And, investing in that helped me get to $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. And I just kept growing from there. And that was really where I learned that, one of the best ways to get forward, to move forward and make more money and learn things is to actually invest in yourself, in
Mhm.
courses, education, groups. And that's where I was comfortable. And I learned that, wow, you really do need to invest in different stuff if you want to, get to the next step quickly. So that's where I was comfortable. And I was like, I have nothing to lose, the amount to join, wasn't, everything I had, but it was a good chunk of money. And
Yeah.
I decided that, what do I have to lose? Even if you lose a little bit of money, so what? I tried and gave it everything I got. So I just went full force and said, basically, fuck it. I have nothing to lose. Let's try it. I really don't want to do a job within my major. And that's what
Yeah.
kind of pushed me forward and just to give it everything I got.
You're a smart man. If everyone had that mindset, we wouldn't have a need for like any of the stuff that we do, but everyone
Mhm.
doesn't. It's funny, like the patterns you see between guys like you and Josh and Jacob and Kyle, and like there's so many people to list. You all had the same thing to say, which was like, okay, what do I have to lose? This is kind of a no-brainer.
Yep.
And I would say, I don't know about your opinion, but I would say you got a pretty good ROI
Oh,
on that investment.
yeah, for sure. And yeah, I'm super grateful that I learned that early on, that investing in yourself is honestly one of the biggest cheat codes to
100%.
pushing yourself forward. And, every step, like I said, shoes got me to $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month. Started selling on Amazon. That got me to, a couple more $1,000s a month. Realized that's not where I wanted to go. And that made me, comfortable and, joining Closer Cartel and putting the money forward to take a leap into something.
That's awesome. I'm super proud of you, dude. So the burning question, I love to ask you guys this, and for everyone listening, like, Kate, did we talk before this call?
No, we started to briefly talk, and you're like, "No, I'll just wait, and I'll just wait until we go live to say
Exactly.
anything." Don't.
I don't want people to think these are like scripted or whatever. Obviously you got in, you smashed it. You have really, really good results. I'm really, really proud of you. But what would you say to other people who are kind of on the outside looking in? Because I'll agree, like the coaching industry, courses, like there's a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of scammy products, But what would you say to someone that's on that outside and is on the fence? They're not sure. Maybe they're not sure about sales in itself, or maybe our community. What would you say to that person?
I mean, I would definitely say just do as much research as you can. Like, I watched every single one of the student interviews.
Mm,
I followed you on Twitter for a while, and you definitely want to be comfortable. You want to obviously do your research because, like you said, there are some scammers out there. It's really unfortunate, but it's your job to do due diligence and make sure that this is the area that you want to go into.
yep.
And in terms of just being on the edge, you got to think about whether or not this is something that you want to do, and whether or not you're comfortable with trying to do everything you can. Like if you're not sold on being in sales, then maybe not. But if you're just scared about the investment itself, you just got to realize that, how bad do you want it? How bad are you willing to do whatever it takes to
Mhm.
get to the place that you want to be? And in terms of making sure this is the right program for you, like I said, watch all the interviews. And that's definitely something I even thought myself, because I'm kind of a skeptic at first,
Mm.
because I just don't want to get burned. So I'm watching all the interviews, making sure this is the right thing that I want to join. And I can definitely say, obviously I'm not paid to say this. I am a real person, believe it or not. But you just gotta take the jump at some point, otherwise you're not going to go anywhere.
100%. What was your overall experience of everything? This is the question that I take like the most either pride or criticism in, is just
Mhm.
like actual truth from you guys, because it's a product that you build. It takes a lot of work to do something like that. So what would your overall experience be?
So I think the biggest thing for me, I mean, this might sound a little bit cheesy, but just being in the community and seeing that there are people like Josh making 50, 60 grand a month, people making unreal amounts of money. Because
Mhm.
prior to, joining, as I was joining, I was thinking, I would love to make 10, $15,000 a month. like if you asked me at the time going into this opportunity, if you said, what is an unreal amount that you can make in a month? Not going to hit it. Just shoot for the stars. I would have said like $15,000, honestly. And be sitting here and, it really helped me open my eyes to see that, $10,000 a month isn't the cap really. It's just kind of the starting point, and you can keep going from there. And, I think now after last month, I'm really holding myself to a standard where really $10,000 should be the minimum going forward. I proved
I like that.
I proved the concept. Now you just got to rinse and repeat. And, being in there helped me realize that, yes, this is a real space. Yes, these opportunities are real. And yes, you can make this kind of money. It's entirely possible. And, seeing people do that has really helped me, prove that it is possible.
Yeah, I love that. I agree with you 100%. So let's do this. Let's answer some questions here that we have from everybody. Guys, if you have a question for Kade, go ahead and type it in the chat. Look at this one. Oh, wait. Closer Cartel helped me get laid. I was poor. Now I'm not. I was a virgin. Now I'm not. I love you, Garrett.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. Are you a remote setter? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, at our company, you can be anywhere in the U.S. I just happen to be in one of the markets that we, have in-person closing team. So I know I'm in Pennsylvania. We got 2 guys in Texas, 1 in Wisconsin, Utah, California. All of our appointment setters there scattered DC. So,
and that's the best. Like, that's one of the best parts about sales too. You don't have to relocate unless you want to do like in person. But
yeah,
if you're doing remote, dude, you could move anywhere in the country and make as much money as you make now. Like it's ultimate freedom.
Absolutely.
How many hours? I know you said this at the beginning, but this is a question. How many hours have you been putting in to make this much?
Yeah, about 25 is honestly a fair estimate. I would say 4 to 5 hours a day, 6 days a week. I take Sundays off just because I need a break. But I'm working, I'd say 25 hours really is a fair estimate for what I'm putting in.
That is awesome. I wonder if you divide that. I mean, you're making more than $1,000 an hour.
Yeah, especially with, just about everybody else is full-time. And I've learned to, I got to do more with less. And so I got to make the most of my time that I am cold calling and do the best I can to convert everyone that I do get the opportunity to set an appointment for.
That's crazy. Let's look at the next question here. How was it climbing up to higher offers from when you started? This was your first offer.
Yeah, so this was my first offer. I actually, right as I was getting hired to the solar company, I actually got an offer to appointment set / close for like a fitness offer. And it was kind of lower ticket. I really thought about it and I actually decided to go with the fitness offer. And then like the evening before I was supposed to start, I just decided like, you know what? I really got to take the solar offer. I'd be too stupid not to. There's too much money. Even if, I'm less like passionate about it or excited about solar, I'm definitely glad I chose this option, obviously.
That's good. That's good advice for everybody listening. Like, fuck your passion. Like,
yeah,
dude, you're 21. I'm 22. We should not care about our passions right now or being happy or any of that until later. Like, if solar is printing money, right? My brother, I don't know if you know this, my brother is moving to California to sell solar. And then obviously he's going to coach in Solar Cartel and we're going to build that out. But it's a lucrative offer. So we both made the decision. Like, obviously he was selling for myself, but he's like, hey, like, this is such a good offer. Like, I can't miss out. Is he a solar like fan? I mean, no. Who's passionate about solar? But are you passionate about?
You start to.
Yeah, are you passionate about $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month? I would say so. I would say so.
I always joke around that now I know more about electric bills and roofs before I even owned my own house than I ever thought I would be. So
that's hilarious. It's a good one. How did this money impact your life?
So that was actually September. So, you're just with solar. That's like, I would say the only really downside with solar is it takes a little bit longer in terms of commissions coming in. So, I depending on where you're at and how the install is going, I would just say, a couple, month, maybe 2 before the commissions start to come in. And, with me just having that big month last month, it's going to start coming in soon. And honestly, my main priority is probably just going to be purchasing a house when I graduate. And I think I should be you know, as long as I keep it up, I should be plenty able to do that by May, April.
100%. That is fire. Someone wanted to know what company. I wouldn't say that publicly because we don't want to just have people just like flock to those companies. But it is a solar company.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about it on the questions, guys. Any more? We'll go ahead and ask these. Can you do this at 18 years old? Yeah, 100%.
Oh my God, Rodriguez.
He
was
says
in,
he sells. Is that someone you know?
yeah, from the Amazon community.
Oh, that's sick.
But oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm the youngest one at my company. I'm 21, but I mean, there's tons of solar companies out there. They're always looking for, you know, cold callers, appointment setters. There's no reason that you can't get hired at 18. You just gotta, you know, prove your worth. And especially with cold calling and appointment setting, there's, you know, really not much expense for them to bring you on. So as long as you prove yourself, it shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah. And guys, that's the beautiful part of sales. Like, it doesn't matter what you look like, who you are, where you're from. Like, literally nothing about you matters except your performance, which is great. Oh, you got the dogs.
Yeah, they're barking.
I mean, that's about it on the questions. Hey, dude, I want to tell you, I know you got dogs barking in the background.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You're good. I want to tell you personally, I'm super proud of you, dude. Like, your results are exactly why we built the program the way we have. Like, you are the ideal student to have. Like, that success is what we want everyone to achieve. So I want to just tell you thank you for hopping on the interview. Thank you so much for obviously being in the community. And I'm super proud of you.
Yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I'm glad to be here. And, you know, if you're on the fence, just, you know, think about if this is really what you want to do and take the leap. You know, you don't have much to lose.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Go ahead and make sure you like this video and comment. And we'll see you on the next one. But thank you. I'll see you guys later. Peace.